It is now mid-August and summer only has just over a month to go, and this is the time of year when a lot of the trees, the fruit trees that grow in local woodlands, are producing lots of fruit. And today we're after various types of fruit to make into something that we call fruit of the forest jelly. Now, two of the fruits that we're after aren't from trees. They're blackberries and rosehips. But we're also after cherries, which admittedly I've already picked, and rowan, and in fact anything else that we spot that is that could possibly go in if there's some early sloes, for example. But the first tree that we're going to pick from is the rowan, or sometimes known as mountain ash, and these have bright orange berries. Here are some there, and they've got quite a bit of taste to them, but they're actually full of pectin, so they help set the jelly. Rosehips, like these ones here, are another of the fruit that I'm after. Sometimes use them for making syrup, but these are going to go in the bucket with the rowan. But just spotted these right next to it. We have an apple tree, so I'm going to take some of the apples as well, because again, they, like the rowan, they have lots of pectin in, so good for setting this jelly. I've got quite a crop of wild blackberries, and I had been thinking, should I put blackberries into this preserve? I've decided not to, and the reason why is because back home I have a huge quantity of cherries which are just desperately need to be used up, and they won't last much longer. So cherries, blackberries, they provide quite a bit of the liquid that goes into this, but unlike some of the other fruit preserves, fruit jellies we make, we do actually add a bit of water to this at the start as well. So we're not desperate for the liquid that we can get from the fruit, but we have a good supply of it back home with the cherries. So I'm going to leave these blackberries for another day to make them into bramble jelly. Back in the kitchen, we've got so much fruit that we've actually split it between two pans, and as you can see, we've added water to each of them as well, and the apples have been chopped. So we've got cherries providing the liquid, apple, rowan and rosehips, and we're just going to bring these up to the boil. Well, the pans have now come up to heat. This one is bubbling away quite nicely, so we're going to turn the heat down now and just let them simmer away for 2 to 3 hours. The fruit has now boiled down to a big sloppy wet mess. That's what we're after, and I'll just show you here. So nice big sloppy mess. So this is now ready to be strained. Well, the pulp has been straining overnight, so we are now measuring it and adding it back to the preserving pan. When it comes up to the boil, add 1 kilo of sugar for every litre of liquid. Keep it on a rolling boil once it's up to heat, and then check for the setting point. So dollop onto a plate, and if it forms a skin and is clearly setting on the plate, then it's ready to go into hot sterilised jars. So we have 7.5 jars from that batch.